Hello YouTube, I have a great one for you again today. This time I'm going to a lot of traders trying to pass prop firms. So this one is to how can you pass a 50K evaluation. Well, trading is not it may appear easy, but we all know that there's nothing easy about trading because it requires a lot of concentration and mental game in order for you to to be consistent and profitable. All right. Now, most beginner traders, once they get into the 50K account and trying to pass it, the thing that come up in their mind is that they're already seeing themselves sitting in a pile of money. Yeah, I know money is the goal, but when you're trying to pass those evaluation, you must not just focus on the money. You have to have a strategy on how you're going to approach the market and how much points and stops and so forth and so forth. So if this is you here, then you need to, you know, take it easy. All right, let me show you something here. There is a, after you, when you think that way, and you start struggling, as this guy is, you see his nice setup right here, but he's struggling because his mental game was, it's a 50K, I'm going to make $1 million in that 50K right away, this and that. But he forgot that he need to have a strategy. He need to be able to have a plan in order for him to make it to the promised land. Now, trading is appear to be something that you just think that it's just everything is fast. No. In order for you to be successful in trading, you need to be this guy here. Slow and steady wins the race. You all know about this story about the tortoise and the air. You know, I don't need to go into the story, but you know it because I'm sure they have read that story to you a million times when you were in kindergarten. So that is trading. You need to move slow and steady and be consistent. All right. Now, what I'm going to show you, it should be, I would say, easy to follow. So that means you can put it to real practice, right? So how about that? For you to be able to pass those tests, those 50K evaluation, you need to have a plan. For example, this is a sample plan, right? You will allow yourself about 10 to 15 days to pass it. Now, that don't mean you cannot pass it in 3 days or in one day. I have done it. I have passed them in one single day or in 3 days. But the reason why you do that is so you don't rush into it. Most people fail those evaluation because they are rushing into it. They're trying to pass in one day. So they over average. They put too much on the line in one single trade and then get wiped out right away. So now if you don't want that to happen to you, the best approach is to be slow and steady. You have these 10 to 15 days, and if you want to do it, for example, in about 10 days, your target is around $300 per day. That don't mean you have to make $300 in one day, because someday you might make 150, but the next day maybe you make $600. But you are putting such a low target because that will keep you from over trading. What another thing that also kill a lot of traders from passing this evaluation, they would make the money and then they would take a bunch of other trade and wipe out everything that they have made. All right, now that's this $300 per day, right? So let's say if you are an ES trader, all you would need is two contracts, and you're trying to capture 3 points. Or you can go for 4 points with one contract plus a runner. Runners are important because it allows you to stay in the trade after you capture some of the profit, and you're still in the trade if just in case the market goes to the moon. And for example, on ES, a stop of 3 points is reasonable to capture 2 points. I know some wanna say, oh, that is the stop is bigger, this and that, blah 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 blah. Now this is practically a one-to-one, so you don't need to go heavy. You just go 2 contract. You're trying to capture 3 points, and or 4 points with one contract. That way, if you do the 4 point with one contract, you can have bigger stop. That's all. And then for NQ, you would need 2 contract, 10 points, and a stop of approximately around 7 points. Now, a stop is this. It's something that it's up to you. Right? It's pretty much how much you are willing to lose if the trade go against you. That you're not gonna worry about it because you already know that is what you are willing to put on the line to make what you are trying to make. So there we go. So NQ, 2 contract, 10 points and 7 point stop, and you need to wait for, well, that part you don't have to follow this. When I said you need to wait for first VWAP test, that's just an example. Whatever strategy that you may have, you need to be patient and wait for it to happen, right? And then you take the trade. You're going to look to take approximately 1 to 3 trade, depending, right, for the day. Don't over trade, otherwise you will wipe out what you have made, right? So yeah, of course you're gonna look for whatever the trend is and whatever the opportunity is before you take the trade, because you need to be patient, right? Remember, the game is slow and steady, win the race. So that is the approach that you need to go about on when you are trying to pass those tests, right? Now, again, even though I mentioned VWAP test here, that's because it's an easy strategy to follow. There are plenty of other strategy that is workable, that is good, that you can use to capture about that 3 points or so on ES or NQ, where you're trying to capture 10 points. And it's not hard to capture 10 points on NQ if you catch it at the right spot, at the right area, at the right support area, if there are confluences. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you a couple examples so you can see what you may be looking for on the chart in order for you to capture just 1, 2, 3 trades per day. And now remember, I mentioned 10 days, right, and 15 days. But if you were to be going the 15 days route, right, all you don't even need as much point. You need even less point to pass. For example, on ES, if you go for 5 point or 2 contract, you go for 2 points per day. That's it. You can catch that in ES. ES move on average maybe 20 to 50 points per day. NQ maybe hundreds of points per day. All right, so let's move on and go now show you some example, a couple of examples where you could catch those quick points, and so you can apply that on your trading whenever you are planning to take a 50K. All right, hold on. Here's a quick example of a VWAP test where you could have captured a quick 5 to 10 points, but we are targeting 10 points, and then from there we'll keep around it, right? So that is the idea. So you would wait patiently throughout the day. That's just an example, right? The VWAP is just one strategy that some people use, right? The VWAP test. But there are hundreds of strategies that you can use to do just that, right? So let's see what happened here. So you would see how on that day you would just make this trade and you can call it a day and wait for the next day to capture another trade on that specific 50K account. And since your goal is to pass it within a 10-day window, so therefore you don't have to rush into it, right? Okay, let's get to it. So you can see that there was a test of VWAP, right? And now the price is moving, so we're trying to capture around 10 points or so, right? So that would be right around, let's see, this is 75. So you can even capture even more, but we are going for at least 10 points. And you see the stop is approximately, if you want to say, it's about 30 ticks. That's about 7 points, right? So where the stop is being placed, it's very strategically placed because I don't move it. I'm not going to move it. Reason is 50 is right in around this area, so there's some support right around the 50 area. So even if price is fluctuating a little bit, I'm still not going to phase by it because I know where my stop is. If price were to break below there, then there's a good chance price can go all the way down. So therefore, that is why I keep that stop where it is. I'm gonna speed up the trade so we can get out of it. Okay, you see we are out of that first contract and we still have a runner that is going, right? And the runner could provide more points. That is the reason why I mentioned the runner. Or you could have just go with two contracts and take both of them at the same time for the 10 points, which would give you a good amount of points. You see here how you could have catch that trade and the runner keep going. So even though I said that you are targeting to make 300, right? Look what is possible when you have the runner afterward, right? So that would give you even more confidence that you can pass the test in that 10-day period because you would have made approximately maybe 2 times what you were planning to make in the next 2 days in 1 day. So all right, so I'm not gonna keep letting it go, so we're gonna get out of that trade just to show. So gonna try to get stop out here. Okay, yep, look at that. In one trade you make 1K. Now don't let that get into your head because remember you were trying to targeting 300 bucks for the day. You make 1K, that's great, and now your strategy now would have to be, well, I make 1K in 1 day. I still have 9 days to get to my target of $3,000. So therefore, I don't have to make 3K a day. So if I have a $100 day, I can call it a day. If I have a $200 day, I can call it a day. So therefore, it removes some of the risks that you would have been taking in order for you to make it to the target. So that's great. So now let's go to one more example and then we'll call it. Now, before I go to the next example, right? Would you happen to know where to get your 50K account start if you are getting? You could get it from Apex, but you could use any other 50K. But I personally use Apex because they are great. They have great service, and I know they pay people out when you pass their test and you have a funded account. So the 50K at Apex is, you see, right here, they have all kind of accounts. They have 50K, from 25K all the way up to 300K. So a 50K account right here, the price that you see is not the price because they usually have sale. Like right now, currently they have a 71% off sale, which would be, you know, a nice discount in order for you to get this account and possibly make some serious money with. So we're gonna go back to the chart. You see 71% upsell, and this is my code if you are interested in getting an account from Apex. So you could use my code and it will be down in the description. All right, let's get back to to the trade so I can show you the next example. Here's another example. This one is not a VWAP test, right? So it's different. All right, this is it. We are about to start example 2. All right, this is example 2. So we're just gonna go and take the trade really quick, just so you can see how you could have made that 300 targets or goal that you have for the day, right? So let's see on example 2 here what happened. If you, well, now this, on this example, you can see clearly price was going down and then price came back up and create the W shape, which is a reversal pattern. And it's also, you can also call this as a break, and then it's about to retest. So we're trying to catch the trade on the retest. All right, and that would give you the quick points that you need in order for you to make that 300 or so. So you see it happened, and we're trying to catch 10 points. All right, so we'll place right here. That's more than 10 points actually, right? That's like 15 points if it gets there. So but we're trying to catch 10 points. So once it gets there, then that's it. You catch it tick. There we go. You got it. And then now we're just gonna follow through with our runner. As you can see, the runner is going through, and it keeps going. It keeps going. Now I'm only showing you the runner is to show you if you catch the right trade at the right time, you can really make some serious money just with the runner. All right, anyway, I think that is the second example. So hit the like and subscribe, and check the links that I will have down in the description, as Apex have a 71% off sale. You can check it out if you want to get one of those 50k to start going toward making it to funded account. Then you can quickly go to this video and follow it and follow the plan that I have given. Yeah, check me out. And the Discord, I have a free Discord, you can check it out too, and there you can come and ask me some questions, and you know, if you need help, you can come there and I'll be able to help. So all right, take care and have a wonderful week trading. Take care.